Welcome back, everybody, to the Bro Knows Best podcast. That's episode 5. I mean, we're staying committed to what did we say? 20 episodes before we tell our tens of followers we won't be
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Like 10% of podcast or top 10% of podcasts make it past 11 episodes, and that 10% that made it to the 11th episode, only like 1% make it to episode 22.
Yeah, so we're going to do this whether you want us to or not. So there you go. Yeah, like I said, welcome back. We're going to do a little brief catch up of this week. TJ, I know you have some exciting news. Your life's kind of changing a little bit. Why don't you jump right in and tell us what's going on, man?
Yeah. So this week is the week of my wedding. This Saturday, I am saying I do. And I'm signing up for a life sentence. No, I'm kidding. But
To a man. No, I'm joking. No,
Name is Steve.
not that we care.
Yeah, it's all cool. But no, that's this week. And then last week was pretty cool for me. I got to go up to Salt Lake City for ACSM. I was able to represent UNK.
What's that stand for, TJ?
American College of Sports Medicine. It's a professional society in like the exercise science space.
Wow.
So I got to represent UNK, and then more importantly, shout out, I'll name drop Dr. Cameron Munger. He was my mentor during my undergrad. We took a data set from his PhD and turned it into a poster presentation. I was able to go up there and talk about eccentric strength in the back squat and how that predicts power outputs in the counter movement jump. So it was really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So without boring us all to death, because it sounds interesting, kind of give us a brief what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah. What is it called? An elevator pitch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So virtually what we looked at is we had a data set, and it was like, imagine the data set's a whole pie. We took a sliver out virtually. And what they did in his PhD is they tested concentric and eccentric 1RMs. And the easiest way to think of that, if I'm doing a bicep curl, you can't see it right, but if I bring the weight to my shoulder, that's a concentric contraction. That's a shortening of the muscle of the bicep. And if I lower the weight back or let it come back down, that's an eccentric contraction, lengthening of the muscle tissue. So what they did is they did that in a back squat, so sitting down and standing up, and they looked at both of them. So virtually you're about 10 to 40% stronger eccentrically than you are concentric. We can control a lot more weight than we can actually stand back up with or curl to our shoulder or push off our chest and everything. And then from that, we took those eccentric 1RMs and then predicted peak power and average power throughout the movement. And what we found was that those who had a higher eccentric strength in the back squat had higher peak and average power outputs. And what we can do with that in a sports science sense virtually is think of it as if you can control the weight better, you're concentrically better, which that's all that sport is. It's, pushing somebody off the line, it's throwing a shot put, it's jumping up to grab a rebound and everything. So that's how we kind of take what we found and put it in an applied setting and everything. And it's
Wow.
Again, there's a lot
It's
more
way
that
more
goes
involved,
into it.
but yeah,
that's
the
one
nuts
thing.
and bolts.
Yeah, and if
That's
you're a
putting it in
strength coach,
drive,
yeah,
going down
and
the
that's
road.
if you're a strength coach, you can do tempo on the way down, or bench press with chains, squat with chains, different things like that, in order to be concentrically more powerful. Is kind of what we looked at.
That's kind of cool. No, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, my brief catch up, I concentrically ate more. No, I'm actually losing weight. I look like I'm not as, I don't feel as fat as I look, so that's good.
Yeah.
And yeah, so losing a little weight, working hard. Like I last week was a big week in the engineering world. We a lot of customers this time of year is super busy, so we're super busy. Getting ready for your wedding. Got my it's funny, my wife, your mom, your stepmom, she
Bonus mom.
bonus mom. There you go. You get this. She ordered like 15 dresses and 24 pairs of shoes, and apparently, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I'm an expert in what to wear to weddings because for some reason I have to be the one that says, I swear to God, she thinks I have like a side hustle. And I organize and put on weddings, and
Yeah.
I'm the one. I'm like, you won't ask me how to build our house, but you'll ask me what to wear at a wedding.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So there's that. I know you've got a lot going on, but there's that coming up.
Yeah.
What's something that made you laugh this week? Is I know that's kind of out of right field, but is there anything funny that happened to you? Because I have the greatest one ever
Yeah.
that happened to
I
me
mean, I don't know.
yesterday.
It was a lot of fun. Like Dr. Munger and I this weekend, we just had a good time, We got a ride in Utah, like you have to lift around and Uber around. Well, they have they're called Lime, they're scooters, and I got the app on my phone and we were whipping scooters around Salt Lake City and everything. Well, he used to race dirt bikes and there's like bumps in the sidewalk and he was like jumping the Lime scooters and whipping his tail, and I almost wrapped myself around a telephone pole real bad. So, but it was fun.
No,
That was just kind of a good time.
Boys get away instead of going to the bars. You guys were being kids, huh?
Yeah, on our scoots is what we were calling it. Men on scoots.
Yeah, no, no. So I won't share his name or nothing because I haven't talked to his parents about it. But I got a picture of my grandson, and it was a little video of him fucking
yeah.
absolutely shitting his pants.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there in perfect picture, and then this. It was just.
Yeah.
So I've shared that with all my close personal friends because it's the greatest picture ever. But I couldn't have laughed more hard at that.
Yeah.
It was a great day. Obviously, the last little part I had here, and the what you're looking forward to. But I think it's pretty obvious. You better be looking forward to your marriage.
Yeah.
It's coming
No, I'm
up.
stoked. Oh, I'm super stoked. It's kind of like, I mean, when people ask, are you excited? Obviously, I'm excited and everything, but like to me,
Yeah.
it's like
How are your
finally
nerves? How are your nerves?
not nervous at all.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
no, because I was gonna say, what I was gonna say though is it's just like finally making it official. Like she's already been such
Yeah.
an integrated part of my life and everything, Like
You've already been playing married, is what you said.
yeah, we've been living together for 2 years, and everything, and it's not to downgrade her or take her for granted. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm over the moon, probably gonna tear up on stage or whatever you want to call it and everything, But
Yeah.
it's just, it's finally doing it.
And my brother, your uncle, he's involved in your
Yeah.
wedding. What's going on there?
So he's officiating it and everything, because he was Ash's counselor and sport coach and basketball. Basketball is the only one I believe. And then he's obviously my uncle, and he has a unique relationship with both of us and has known us for a super long time. And
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm not. I mean, I'm religious. Obviously, there's something more powerful than me. Obviously, but I'm kidding. That's a really
Right.
cocky answer that I gave Tyler when he was like 6. But you remember that story, don't you?
Oh yeah.
We're sitting in the back of the truck. TJ, do you believe in God? Yeah, obviously. And you're like, why? Obviously. I was like, got to be something more powerful than me.
Yeah. I think he still uses that.
Yeah, but no, not that we're not. We're both religious and have faith and everything. We don't have a pastor.
My brother
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
He's good. He's religious. He understands what he's doing. He'll do a good job. He takes it seriously, and he'll be good. And you couldn't have given him a better honor.
Yeah.
If you'd have given that to me, I'd have probably given you up for adoption.
Yeah. But it's just like he actually has a relationship with us, is able to talk about both of us and everything.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty cool.
Preparations and all that stuff, everything falling in line.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, we're just doing pizza for the rehearsal on Friday and everything. Obviously, those plans, but we're getting that. Ash's mom is going to get some desserts and drinks and everything, and then
Cool.
I mean, we packed the trailer up yesterday. We were back in Ashley's humble abode, where she grew up, and packed the trailer so they can bring the decorations down. Lisa's coming down Friday to help decorate, and it's just pieces.
Any unexpected surprises? Any people that you didn't think were going to get there, or they're going to come? Or?
And honestly, we've got really lucky. Everybody that's RSVP has been like given a nice little note, like, hey, we actually can't come because of this, but here's a little message for you, So,
That's nice.
I mean, we're at, I think it'll be relatively small, but the thing is from the start is Ash and I, I've told you guys, right, that, final say yes or no on who's going to be there, but the crowd that's going to be there is it's a group of people that like I act like there's not going to be a single person there that I'm like, oh hey, I know you're invited distantly. You know, it's we're going to celebrate with family and
Oh, your
close
dad's
friends.
friend. I
Yeah,
remember.
your dad's goldfish's
Yeah.
uncle, and everything. But no, so
So
I'm
if
I'm
you could put
excited.
it together, just putting you on the hot seat,
Hmm.
um, what's the funniest part of this whole planning thing that you've ran into? I mean,
Um, I gotta write. I don't know. Like, obviously, a lot of brides, right? Like, they can kind of take control, and they get, they get the president, the executive veto, and all that stuff. But on our website, I wrote our story, and if you
yeah,
go actually read it, I do think you could tell who wrote it. It's not a female. It's definitely a dude. And I put, some TJ euphemisms in there and everything. So,
yeah, yeah.
it's
No, that's good.
but there's or like the what do you think? Oh, I think this. Oh, I actually was thinking this. Oh, yeah. Then I don't know why the fuck you asked me because it seemed like you came here with a
Jesus Christ.
decision. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, Ashley did
No,
a kick-ass job.
I think it's hilarious all the questions we get asked. But
Mhm.
well, that takes us in. So we got a fun one, guys.
Yeah.
We're drafting up some Mount Rushmore,
Mhm.
throwing around some hot takes, and wrapping up the special wedding week edition of our marriage tip of the week. TJ, take it from here, man. Explain to us
Yeah.
what's this Mount Rushmore ranking system thing.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know or haven't heard of the Mount Rushmore, so we're obviously all familiar with Mount Rushmore. The four faces on the rock.
If you're not,
So we're gonna
you should be.
yeah,
America.
geography failed you, but history, I don't know I guess maybe I failed me. But anyway, so how it'll work is we are going to pick a topic and then we get four choices. And along with those four choices, when we pick a spot, it's correlating to a president on the Mount Rushmore. So in our George Washington spot, that's the number one spot. Thomas Jefferson, that's going to go our number two spot. Theodore Roosevelt, that's our number three, and then Lincoln's going to bring us home in the fourth spot. So when you pick something, Dad, that's got to correspond with your
Yep.
ranking as well and everything. So we're going to do a draft. All right. So I'm going to get my phone out, and we're going to do heads or tails. Do you want heads or tails?
Heads.
Hey Siri, pick heads or tails.
Heads.
You said heads. So you're going first, and then I'll go, and then you'll go, then I'll go, and everything till we fill our spots. Okay. The first topic of the week is we are going to do athletes, not sport, athletes. Okay.
Okay.
But we're going to do it in reverse. So you need to pick your Lincoln spot first. Your number 4.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So right here, who's
Ready?
your number 4?
Billy Bean.
Who the fuck's Billy Bean?
He was an athlete, played for the Mets, but he's
Okay.
better known for his role with the Oakland A's in general managing. He's the first one to come up with using athletes based on statistics rather than the standard how they used to recruit players based on looks and bat swing and
Yeah.
sound and all that. He went off the numbers, and
Okay.
his Oakland A's. You've probably seen the Moneyball. The movie
Yeah.
Moneyball was made
Yeah.
after him. They had 20
Okay.
wins and 4 appearances in the playoffs, and the lowest budget in baseball.
I didn't know.
I knew I'd get that one.
Yeah, I was shooing for you. You could have left. All right. In my number 4 spot, we are going to go with. I'm just going to keep it here. I'm going to try to get somebody, but I'm going to go Sidney Crosby, NHL. I don't know enough about hockey to sit here and talk about it, but I'm going to put that at my 4 spot because it seems like he was pretty fucking influential in
Yeah.
what he did.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna
and
put
you're
it
going
there.
to tell me what he did besides play hockey, because I don't
Scored
even
some
know.
goals, played some defense.
Seems to be pretty popular.
he had the record before.
Gretzky.
Yeah, I believe. No, I
Okay.
believe it was Crosby. And then there's a guy now who's like 50 years old. It seems like, and is never going to retire. Who finally beat. I can't do him justice. But like I
Yeah.
said, these are strategic
Yeah.
picks that I'm going to put up there.
All right.
I feel like
all right.
I feel like most people
No.
know Sidney Crosby. So
Except
all
your
right.
dad.
Yeah, well, and I didn't know Billy Bean. That was wild. All right, so number 3. Who's your number 3 spot?
Well, all right. This I'm sure I'll get some heat for this, but my number 3 spot's Tom Brady.
Ooh, damn it! All right.
I mean,
You're gonna put
you
him
can
at
hate
3?
him. You can hate him. You can hate him, but he could absolutely blind you on his hands of how many Super Bowls that man's won.
Well, I
mean,
I don't have an issue
you know,
with the pick.
there's Tom Brady, you know, there's my Manning man, you know, there's quarterbacks of yore, John Elway's, Joe Montana's. I mean, we can talk but you don't have to like the man, but
He wins.
I mean, you can't deny his achievements. So I don't care. I mean, he came from everybody picking him to lose to being the best quarterback in football. And if you can't support that, I mean, you're just being ignorant. You know, I mean, I'm not saying there's not more talented players. I'm not saying there's more but his proof is there.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to.
The issue, and not. I don't have an issue with the pick. I think it'd be absurd if he wasn't on either one of our boards. I just thought at the 3. So you got some heavy hitters.
I do. I got some heavy hitters coming up.
All right.
I'm almost feeling your vibe though, because you went deep on the hockey thing. I think we're gonna have some that butt heads.
Yeah.
Not butt heads, but are the same picks.
Okay, so for my number 3 spot, this might be my own judgment, but I'm gonna go Mike Tyson.
Ooh. I mean, the man,
bit off an ear. I mean, you can't.
I'm not gonna go up to him and tell him he's not on your number 3 spot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know. But I think Sidney Crosby, I get some international love.
In his prime, he was probably the most feared person to go against. I mean, if you wanted to get the championship, you had to go against him, and that had to be nerve-wracking.
Ooh, actually, no, I can't switch it. But I'm fine with my pick.
You're good with that pick?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I was gonna flirt with John Jones. That's another combat sport. That one, John Jones is. I think there's not even a debate who the GOAT of MMA is. Same thing. I'm not going to get in the ring and tell him he's not and everything. You know, but
no. I mean, you said, you know, we're doing 4 spots here in all of sports.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
number 4 is still number 1, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a privilege to even be there. My number 2, is that where we're at?
Yep.
My number 2,
MJ,
Michael Jordan.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I mean, you can. It's I mean, if I have to defend that, you're watching the wrong podcast.
Yeah. No, I think it's. I mean, it's obviously. I mean, you know my opinions and everything. It's not that I haven't come to the realization that Michael Jordan's one of the all-time greats, and not even just basketball as an athlete, but we all know who I'm coming in with. So and that's fair. Are you coming in at your number 1 spot? Not yet. Yeah, number 2 spot. I know my number 2 is.
Number 2.
Tiger Woods. You cut
out on me there.
Oh, okay.
No, you didn't cut out. I just didn't want to give it to you.
Yeah, Tiger Woods. His stats, I mean, in his prime.
I mean,
across all athletics, that's just wild. And indebatably, I mean, just if we're talking dominance in his respective sport, he's probably better than my number 2.
All I have to say is things are going to get heated between us, because I'm going to accept this one for what you're going to tell me, but my first one is definitely going to grind your gears, because it isn't going to be who I already know your first one is. And it's the same principle.
Okay.
My number 1, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
I mean, well, it's
Grandpa's generation. Tyler, the Babe.
Yeah.
You talk about influential player. I'm not talking. I'm not saying we didn't say the most athletic athletes in this list.
Yeah. No,
we didn't say who would you pick for your pickup team, because I wouldn't pick Babe Ruth. But as far as influential, change the game, number 1 it's the same reason I picked Michael Jordan. Generations will know those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And here's my only thing with it, right? It's not that I have an issue with Babe Ruth being. I mean, it'd be stupid not to put him right as one of the greatest of all time. But the thing is like, you have to respect eras and everything. You know, like and this might cause a stir. you're not going to throw Babe Ruth in today's game, and he's not going to be Babe Ruth. Use
Well,
Babe Ruth
they
at the
didn't
time
have the
that he was Babe
genetics to
Ruth.
build your
Well,
players that they build today
it's
to
the
put there.
evolution. It's the evolution of athletes. You know, it's not disrespecting Babe Ruth. It's just, and again, I can't sit here and say, all right,
So the porch was still. I'm not saying he. I don't. I think the man had a natural talent for hitting. That's one sport, baseball, that hand speed stuff like that. That's been around for a long time, and there were some hard throwers back in the day too. And I'm not saying that he would have been an athlete that would have even started today's game. I don't know, but the man could put the bat on the ball and drive it a long ways.
Yeah.
You've ever played those softball leagues where some big old boy gets up there and he doesn't look like an athlete and absolutely creams the ball?
yeah.
I mean, he's not genetically altered to play baseball. He's just good at it.
Yeah.
I think Babe Ruth, if you gave him 303-mile-an-hour fastballs, the man's a good enough hitter that he would have knocked one completely out of the park because that's hand speed. Yeah. But anyway, going back to he was picked Century Player of the, back in 2000. MJ was number 2, which I would argue that, but I stayed with the path, is influential players of their time. I mean, he's known through generations.
Yeah.
Your grandpa's dead, great-grandpa's dead now, but he would have known who Babe Ruth is. So you got it, TJ. This is your number 1 pick.
This is my number 1 pick. Again, I'm going with, I'll be honest with you, now that I'm sitting here, I don't love my number 4, but I'm going to keep it. But my number 1, I'm just going to go along with my Mount Rushmore, is LeBron James. And I think, as far as an athlete, 6'8", 250, lean, fast, can jump, incredible. But what he's done, he's so good that they have to come up with things to criticize him. He came in as 18 years old from Ohio, right out of high school, to the worst franchise in the NBA, and made a career out of himself. Obviously, we know 4 championships, a bunch, scoring titles, different things, first team All Pros, the longest streak of All-Star appearances, and it was like 21 in a row. I think it was like this year he finally ruined his All-Pro streak because he just is getting old and had to sit out and everything, so he was ineligible for it. No other 41-year-old has ever been this criticized in the playoffs and everything and all that stuff. I mean, at 41, they're like, oh, he's old, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, LeBron going against OKC, who just lost to the Thunder and everything, but they're like criticizing him for losing that at 41 years old. That just, I think, speaks to his greatness. So in my eyes, LeBron James goes in.
So I won't shit on it too much because I see what you're saying. No generation likes their generation's guy to get kicked out. It's hard for my generation to sit here and overlook Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and in that sport by itself. Because in my generation they were the best. And if you talk to players of that generation, obviously they're not going to shit on their own time when they were in the game.
Yeah.
The one thing I will give basketball that's not like football, like when you talk to John Lynch, they don't allow players to play the game like him anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at some of these safeties back in the day that were just animals, like John Lynch or Luke Kuechly even, or, they don't allow these players to play like that anymore. And so to sit here and say, in football it's pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
But for basketball, I can kind of see what you're saying, but I also think there's a generational tug.
Yeah.
That's your guy.
Yeah.
That's who you watched.
Yeah.
That's who
Big
you
Nike
saw break and set all
sponsorship.
these records.
Yeah.
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 So it's but I get it.
10
I get it.
10. Yeah. But
You have to make Mount Rushmore a little taller.
yeah. But alrighty, so the next Mount Rushmore we're gonna do, and I'm gonna go first on this one, okay?
All right.
But is fast food joints, okay? And we can be a little subjective on this, like it just it needs to be a chain of restaurants. It can't be like a mom and pop shop.
I've got my top 4, and then I picked 3 alternates because
All right,
in case.
so at my number 4 spot, I'm going Wendy's.
All right. No, I won't argue that. I have them on mine too. just a little higher up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the number 4
Wendy's is
spot?
solid.
Yeah. No, it's a generational pick.
Yeah, there's no argument. I
around.
can't even really, I don't really care for their Frosties, but their burgers and their fries are top notch.
Yeah. No, they
Yeah.
know how to put it together.
They used to have a buffet in my day, but guys like me ruined it for them.
Yeah.
Wendy's did. They had a buffet. Wendy's buffet. Go in there and smash chicken and hamburgers and fries and all kinds of stuff was on there. Whole salad bar. It was awesome.
Yeah.
They got rid of that quick though.
Yeah.
When guys used to just pitch the plates and use the trays. It was hell of a deal. So my number 4 is Burger King.
All right. I think, yeah.
I'm a Whopper man.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I just, it won't make my list, but, this is, that's your list. This is, all right. So.
Whopper, I love a good Whopper, man. The big old hamburger. You get the biggest bang for your buck.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
At my number 3 spot, we're going to bang in Jimmy John's.
I forgot about Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quality meal. Yeah, I can't argue that logic.
Yeah.
That's if 3 at a minimum, but yeah, they could be up there on mine. I didn't even think about them. I'm gonna change my number 3 since you already did Wendy's. I'm gonna say A&W.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, okay. That's fair. I mean, I just don't have enough of an experience with them, because it was all the way in Ogallala.
Dude, you got it all. You got root
Yeah.
beer floats, you got coney dogs, you got French fries. It's just wonderful.
Yeah. No, it's a good pick. It's a good pick.
You do remember them a little, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit, because we had it in North Platte for a little while I was
Yeah, and then
growing
there's
up.
that one in Ogallala that we used to try to stop at.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, TJ, number 2.
All right, my number 2, I'm going to bang in Qdoba.
I'm gonna let you be on your own on that one, but yeah.
I love Qdoba.
I mean, you've loved Qdoba since you were in
high school. I'd go
high
there
school.
all the time. I love it. I love it.
So, sorry, I had to take a drink of water there. I don't have anything against Qdoba, but I even though I know they're a chain, they're not fast food to me.
Yeah.
They're I mean, granted it can be quick and you can get your food quick, so technically they check all the boxes, but Qdoba to me is probably smarter eating than any other fast food.
That's why I wanted to clarify that these can be subjective, because like in my eyes,
Yeah.
like you can there is a drive-through, but I just that's what that's a staple for me.
Yeah. My number 2 is that's where I'm on, right? We're going number 2. My number 2 would definitely be Taco Bell.
Motherfuck! God. I knew
There's
it.
still another one. You can hurt me here. You know you can.
I know I can, but God damn it! All right, yeah, that's such a good pick. God, I love it.
I love it
Dude,
too.
it's a melting pot. You can have a single mother of 6 and no baby daddy in line, and the person behind her is a medical doctor, and they're all there.
Yeah.
They're all there for one reason: to live moss. It's
Live moss.
it's oh god, that's such a good pick.
No, I love that. I love the thing is it's like Chinese food to me. I can just eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it.
Oh god. I can't go to Taco Bell without at least having 4,000 calories. I mean, that's...
Oh, they give you those Dorito Locos tacos, and they give you 3 in the meal, and they think I'm ordering another meal when I say I need another 3 of those.
Yeah, it's like...
And I'll eat the 6 and still be like, I could probably go for a couple more.
Just that's
It hits different.
God knew what he was doing on that one. Mm-hmm. All right, well, you took my number 1 spot, my holy grail, but I'm going to go with, again, I mean, one that, it has a little bit of nostalgia for me, but Taco John's. That's where I'm going to go next.
Yeah. No, that was my number 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's what's another close runner for you that made the list but didn't make the top 4? Did you think them through?
Yeah, I did. I was trying to think. I mean, like, my thing is a lot of them when I'm thinking we're here in Kearney because that's what I get to eat more of. But the one that I really do, that would be honestly, anywhere from like 2 or up is Chick-fil-A. I'm actually, yeah, okay, Chick-fil-A's been number one. Taco John's, I love Taco John's, but not Chick-fil-A's been number one.
Never
That's
eaten at Chick-fil-A before.
dude, there's something about getting 36 grilled nuggets and a large mac and cheese that, God, I love it.
Well, I've never. I was thinking like some of my top runners were DQ,
Oh yeah,
Dairy
that's okay.
Queen.
That's fair. I didn't
You
think
know,
about that.
that's nostalgia. I used to work at a Dairy Queen in high
Yeah.
school.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and then Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a big deal back when I was in college. Sonic had all their drinks like these girls buy
Yeah.
now or guys buy now. I'm not trying to
Oh, happy
be
hour and
chauvinist here,
everything.
but
Yeah.
Sonic had all the different lemonades and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So.
Mhm. Yeah.
But no, so my Taco John's was number one. Taco Bell was
Yeah.
number one for you. So I mean, we hit the
Yeah.
we're in agreement. So the thing is, you know, people will say Taco John's is a staple for Midwest
Yeah,
Nebraska.
Oh,
You
and
know,
then,
we
like,
go to
yeah, I
Lincoln,
think-
they don't have the love that we have for it.
Yeah.
But if you're from Brady, Nebraska, where you grew up,
Mm-hmm.
Taco John's is the first thing out of anybody's mouth.
Yeah.
My wife is from Grand Island, and she doesn't hate Taco John's, but she doesn't get Taco John's like we get it.
Yeah.
If I'm in Kearney, I'm eating Taco Bell every
Yeah.
time. Every time.
Yeah.
If I'm in North Platte, Taco John's.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's fair.
There's just something about the one on 4th Street that I don't know if the
Yeah.
local dog is just fattened differently or what, but it's good. It
Yeah.
tastes good.
No, that's. I mean, I think we covered. As another one in the Midwest is, you know, I don't mind it. Runza. You know, that's another
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that I
it's
think
good.
would. You
It's
know, a
good.
lot of people.
It's really good.
It is. It's, you know,
Valentino's, Runza, they're Nebraska.
but-
You know,
yeah,
you
Valentino,
gotta
yeah.
you gotta love you gotta stay loyal. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying they're not list worthy. It's just
You know, these are our rankings.
not my number one go to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. These are our rankings. So.
yeah. Yeah.
But no, all right. So for this next segment that we're gonna do, and it'll just kind of be like rapid fire, you know, and everything. But virtually, how it's gonna be is it's gonna be hot takes again. All right. How this is gonna work is one of us, and you can kind of follow. You know, it'll say, you know, who's one of us is gonna present a topic, and then the
Yep.
other person either needs to defend or destroy it. Okay.
All right.
And so.
All right. So
Then we'll
I'll
go there.
go first, man.
Yeah,
I'll
so you go for it, and then the person, and then you, if you present or whoever presents, gets a brief rebuttal and everything, depending
Okay,
on or
all right.
agreements. So you're
Hot
first.
take number one. Most people don't actually want advice, they want validation.
I 100% agree with that. I think a lot of times people are looking for, like, when they say something, like if I was like complain, you know, when I complain to you, a lot of times I'm going to you to agree with me or how I dealt with it. You know, and everything.
Right.
If you're like, well,
Right.
TJ, that was actually pretty fucking stupid, I'd be like, well, all right, end call. No, I'm kidding. But
No, I get it. I
you
get
know,
it.
but like it's a, I think a lot of times people want you to agree with them. They don't want to hear necessarily, but that's my take. So I'm gonna defend it.
My only the reason I say people don't want advice, they want validation. I think that fits what I wanted to say pretty well. But the one thing I noticed is in the trades, there is a huge gap between guys that come in new to the trades. When I say trades, I'm talking construction and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, all the trades. But they come in and they want to be an old head from day one. You know, they don't want to come in and take their knocks, so they come in. They don't want advice. They want validated that I'm where. So instead of coming into something and saying, "Hey, teach me how to be the best plumber I can be," they're coming in and say, "Oh, I already know how to do that." Just blah blah blah. So I think they want validation. They don't want advice, and that causes some issues.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. All right, next one. All right. Every person should work a customer service job at least once.
100%
Yeah. Oh yeah.
right. There is if you don't agree with this, there's an unfollow button up at the top corner. Click it.
Yeah. No.
Because
100%
my
agree.
God, you know what is that Daniel Tosh that says everybody needs to learn that their cup of fucking ranch is not that goddamn important.
Yeah.
Dude, it is 100% true. You know, I had a really good friend, and because he's a good friend, I'll never say this, but he got his kicks off shitting on the drive-through window people. He would get his order, go back around, and just bawl them out, and they'd make him something new. And, you know, I'd look right at him. I was like, I hope you like snot on your burger because I
Yeah.
guarantee somebody just dropped their balls on it.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you don't think they do that? That's just, it's just. I was like, dude, there's no way I'd have done what you just did
Yeah.
at all. I'm not saying you didn't have a right to say they messed something up. That happens. Hey, sorry guys, you got this one. Could I get a new one of these? I'll pay for it. And they say, oh, don't worry about it, and that all
Yeah.
works out. Don't go in there just tearing. I mean, he would say the meanest, stupidest stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, they shit on that hamburger, guaranteed.
100%. No, I think I'm a huge defend. I mean, you get to see so like how people interact. You get to learn how to deal with confrontation, different things. I think it's a what do they call it? Canon event
Yeah,
of
yeah.
every
It's
professional career.
but absolutely in some form of service industry is so important. I mean, and I'd even go to say to add on the food industry.
Food
Because
and
customers, the food and drink industry, working, all the respect in the world to anybody that's a waitress and anybody that's a bartender, anybody that works at a fast food place. There for a while, it was looked down on.
Yeah.
People look, oh, I don't want to work fast food. I was like, why not? You know, if my family needs fed, I'll flip burgers, and we've always said, if I have to flip burgers, that's the job. Then
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna go do, and I'm gonna take pride in it. And pretty soon, I'm gonna own a burger flipping place.
Yeah.
That's the attitude you got to have. And I think there's a generation out there, and it might be my generation, your generation, that always thought unless you want to work fast food your whole life, well, there's some damn good jobs,
Yeah.
and they send a lot of kids to school. So
No.
yeah. Next topic, hot topic. Your 20s are overrated.
I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna defend that. I think this might be.
You're in
I
your
think
20s.
I'm
I
in
want
my
that
20s,
noted
which is
in the
and
minutes.
that's why I flip because obviously that question before would have been better for you to 'cause not that you haven't, right? You've done service, like I'm like what, a year removed from being a bartender for the last 4 years, and then this one, right? I'm in my 20s. You're obviously a little older than 20 and everything.
Obviously, a little.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say defend. I think a lot of times for it's a very fun time of your life and everything. But I think
Yeah.
like it's just like so many people like, dude, I'm excited to be a dad. I'm excited to be older and go through that and everything. And I right now I'm in the young relationship, young love, and getting ready for all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I think a lot
No,
of
those are.
people
So I
reminisce way
guess
too hard.
in order to justify why I would say something like that, there's some wonderful things that happen in your 20s. When I say the 20s are overrated, you know what? I might have to. I don't know how this is going to sound because it's pretty much going to sound like I'm going against what I just said. But a lot of things are defined in your 20s, and you have to deal with them in your later in your life. You
Yeah.
can take on debt in your 20s. You can make some terrible decisions that affect the rest of your life. When I say they're overrated, is there's so much more. There's so much drama that happens from 20 to 30
Yeah.
that when you get older, you don't even give a shit about that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
It's not important. It's in your 20s you're super concerned with appearance and your attraction to the opposite sex. Obviously, I've given up on that in my 40s. Said no. I'm gonna eat those cookies and I'm gonna
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah.
Your speed of recovery is so quick in your 20s that you don't have any kind of for most things you don't have any worries really. You think
Yeah.
you do, but you don't.
Yeah.
But
No, I
don't
agree.
know
I
if
think-
that one
I
was
think-
really. Maybe we
yeah.
should have screened that one out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it
I think it's a cool question. I mean,
I
it's
changed.
unique.
It
Yeah.
changed my opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion's been changed. Maybe your 20s have their place, but I can tell you when you get my age or Grandpa's age, you think back on those years and they went by so fast that, and I think it's human nature to live in
Yeah.
the present.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I was gonna say is that it's like your first subscription to being an adult. Like you're learning how to be an adult. You're getting, you're finishing up college. A lot of times you're finding a partner. Like you said, there's a lot of really cool things that happen. But I think my stance is still like, so many people are like, "Oh, I'd love to go back." I'm like, maybe I'll be one of them. Again, I'm
Yeah,
24, so I have,
yeah, yeah.
that's I
You're right in the
purposely,
throes.
yeah, I purposely flipped those two. I thought it'd be cool to ask them that way,
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. All right, man. This segment 4 is you lead us into it.
Yeah. So, right, we talked about in the beginning of the episode how this was my wedding week and everything, and we always leave you guys with a marriage tip of the week. So, for those of you that watch us on social media, the clip that Dad always posts, or if you're watching on YouTube or whatever platform, I want down below in the comments, I want to see a bunch of comments of the best piece of marriage advice you ever received, tip, trick, whatever it was, and everything, or something that you would give me and my future fiance Ashley as going into being newlyweds. So down below, please put those comments. But here I have a question or a series of questions for Dad, and we've kind of done this a little bit before.
Yeah, but
Some
this
of
is
these are
good.
similar,
You
but
did good.
this
You did
week and
good.
everything. So I got 5 questions that I'm going to rattle off to Dad, and this is going to kind of act as our marriage tip of the week. So, Dad, question 1: what is one piece of marriage advice that took you years to learn?
You can't fix everything. You just have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Men want to fix everything. We want to give a solution and be on with it, and you just have to listen.
Yeah.
Don't suggest a repair. Don't suggest a fix unless you're asked for it, but you won't be. Just listen.
Yeah.
Number 1 absolute thing to do. Just listen.
You listen.
They don't want your advice.
Yeah.
They'll specifically ask for your advice.
Yeah.
What would you do? But they never say that.
Yeah. All right. So next one. Question 2: what is one thing young couples spend too much time worrying about?
What everybody thinks. I think that goes just what everybody thinks. The perception. Do I have the right job? Do I we have a nice house? Do we have this? Do we have that? When you reach my age, you don't care what people think of that stuff, but you do when you're young.
Yeah.
You want to seem like young people. They want to seem like they don't ever want someone to think, man, they weren't ready to be this adult yet.
Yeah.
And so they try to show that, hey, I am an adult. I got a riding mower. I got a big lawn. I got a nice house. And then they're chasing their tail the rest of their life.
Yeah. All right. So then on the flip side, what is one thing young couples don't spend enough time thinking about?
I think this is an easy one. Their financial future. I think it's changed. I can tell with your generation, you guys are a little more aware of it, both mine. Money was always going to be made. And, preparing for retirement seems like it's way, 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 way down the road. And it just, you blink your eyes and then, holy shit, in 20 years, I'm retiring, so.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. What is one habit that makes marriages thrive instead of just survive?
Fuck it. Probably. Anyway, intimacy, and I don't mean just sex, but women, and I'm by no means writing a book on this. Women perceive intimacy way different than men, so I won't speak on that. But figuring out, their love language is important. Men, it's more or less once we stop being noticed or made to feel like we're an integral part, we start losing our lust, and it changes. So the longer that you can recognize the love languages of each, I'll use me as an example here. I don't require a lot. Show me respect, I'll love you forever. Don't fuck other people. That's a big one that I'm an advocate for. But don't do that. Show me respect. I'll love you forever.
Yeah.
That's just who I am. But find your significant other's love language and make a point to focus on it, because it isn't easy for me. My wife has one that's completely different than anything I'm even comfortable with. But over the 18 years of marriage, I've learned what she needs, and so I sprinkle a little out there every now and then just to keep her on the hook.
There you go. All right, last question. What is one lesson every young married couple should learn as early as possible?
That, there's that whole don't go to bed angry bullshit. That's not real. you're going to go to bed angry. But there's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry. Even if you're not ready to completely saying you're sorry and this is not what I want this to be is so important, even if you're not ready to accept the terms that have been laid out in front of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not ready to accept your truth, but I'm sorry that it's led to this.
Yeah.
And I want to think on it for a while. Going to bed angry is a real thing, but I've gone to bed angry so many damn times, I ain't leaving my wife for it, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, things happen. That's impossible. You try not to, but don't get caught up in all the easy stuff. Don't go to bed angry. Well, that's pretty easy to say, you know, but I'm pissed. You know, that's just not human nature.
Yeah.
We're not set up just to delete things, but being able to know, even when you're mad, that you are sorry that it's come to this and that you can express that. Arguments make relationships stronger. So thinking that you're never going to argue is stupid. And you've been with Ashley long enough. You guys have argued. I mean, this isn't new to you, so that's good. And you know, there's a tradition. This is the last thing I'll say on this. There's a tradition, you know, even before my time, that you never lived with anybody till you were married. I don't believe in that. I know that that's what the Bible wants and all that stuff. And, you know, traditionally you should be married before you sleep together and all that, according to the good book. I'm not talking about sex, but finding out if you're compatible before you legally enter into a marriage that costs money and then costs money to get out of, and, you know, all assets are shared and stuff, is only smart.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't just go buy a car off the lot and say, well, I'm taking this one. You know, you test drive them, you make sure it's what you want, you know what traits you're looking for, and that they can fit. And I think a lot of young people, especially my generation, we were so pushed into get married before you do anything that, you know, it creates problems.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that makes sense, or if we beat around the bush
I
well
get what you're
enough.
saying.
But
no,
that's what I got.
Yeah, but just
And
make sure.
And I am not the Mufasa of marriage by
yeah.
any means.
But no, I just want to reiterate, though, just make sure, again, for those of you watching, comment down below the best piece of advice or something that you would give Ashley and I as we are about to get married in less than, I mean, by the time you guys see this, it'll be 3 days.
Yeah, it'll be pretty crazy. So looking forward to it. I'm super happy. I'm proud of you. But that's going to wrap up our episode for our 5th episode, man. I'm super happy. One of our longer ones, too.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of came full circle with this. Thank you so much for listening. TJ and I really do enjoy this. We look forward to it every week. So we hope you guys like it. Share it, follow us, all that stuff. We don't make money from this, so not. I mean, maybe someday, right? But it's we just want to be out there and more people to join in the conversation and hear TJ and I banter back and forth about our different things. So we appreciate you, and have a great one. And we will see you on the next episode. Signing out.